So some of you may have seen this poll that I put up after the last video released, and all I have to say about that is,
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
as a gamer, I'm not one to shy away from a challenge. Epic battles, strategic strategery, and what is it? A good story, sorry. I wrote this script, by the way. Epic battles, strategic strategery, and a good story really get my gamer goo gripping. But a certain genre of games holds a different challenge from the rest, and that's horror games. Horror games are some of the most plentiful and highly rated games in all of gaming, with games like Silent Hill, Fear, and Dead Space being award-winning, genre-defining pieces of art. But there's a specific subset of horror that's become more and more prevalent over the past decade or so. Mascot Horror is a subgenre of horror games that creates a truly terrifying experience centered around a central character or mascot, hence the name. These games started becoming popular around the early 2010s with the rise of YouTube gamers like Markiplier, PewDiePie, etc. The first game that really set this genre in motion being a game that most people would be familiar with, SCP Containment Breach. This game was extremely popular, and for good reason. It was a procedurally generated horror game that started with everybody's favorite antagonist, SCP-173, or as I grew up knowing him, Paul.
Yeah, Paul. Come on, Paul. Crazy Paul!
However, as the game progressed, and even more so after years of continuous updates, you're introduced to more and more disturbing anomalies that you understand less and less about as you go.
Complex B.
Where are they? Wait, okay.
4. Schedule. Security.
What the hell?
Hey.
Stop!
No. Why? Why did you shoot me? I do a ball. Hey, Paul. I love this game. Oh no, I can't blink. Oh god, I actually... What? The knocking got me. I'm not gonna lie, the knocking got me. Am I not supposed to look at the bear? It said you should have something and it scared me. Hello. Oh my. Now, the popularity of a free Udemy-based title like this just led to more indie developers creating these simple style of games. One of the more memorable entries being Slender the 8 Pages. Now, Slender was an interesting game because although it was very simple in both game mechanics and the horror aspect, that simplicity led it to be very easy to enjoy as just a time killer and also as a way to get into horror games to begin with. Slender was also one of the first games, at least in this genre, that I can remember having a absolute slew of copycat games, which just gave YouTubers more content to latch onto, which is not a bad thing at all considering these games were pretty much just made for fun anyway. Games like Slendy Tubbies, SpongeBob Slendy Pants, and Swamp Sim just piggybacked off of the same format that Slender the 8 Pages created, with recognizable characters from other IPs, to much success. I've seen everything there is to see on this side of the map. Oh, he's right there! Don't get me. I have a wife and a child. And big old dick. We can work something out. And this only served to make the original game much more popular in turn, spawning an official prequel game called Slender the Arrival in 2013, made by my friends over at Blue Isle Studios, which was a massive success, and also just recently got a remaster, so you should check that out. It's beautiful. FNAF is one of, if not the most influential horror game in recent years. A lot of the games I'm going to cover later in the video were obviously heavily inspired by the kid-friendly, almost cute-looking style that the mascots in this game had. Without giving too much away to those who haven't played the games, it really is a fucking plethora of lore to dive into if you have the time and money to spend on the entire series. If you've played the games but you're still interested in hearing more about the lore, I recommend this video by Hyperdroid where he goes through the entire lore of the FNAF universe in chronological order. It's like an hour and a half long, but if you're the hyperfixation flavor of autism like I am, then you'll really enjoy it, I promise. If I die, I die. I might be dying, militia. Oh, his eye just popped up. Oh, there he is.
I'm over in Pokemon.
I just need one jump scare. That's all I need to include this in the video. I just need to be jump scared. This is where, oh my god. Alright, 3 nights down. Easy peasy. Sorry I've been so quiet. I kind of focus in. I lock the fuck in. Okay, the power might shut off. I'm back, Golden. You got me. Oh! Damn it, I forgot to check on Foxy! I like how the rest of them are actual jump scares where they like fucking grab you. They do the whole TikTok thing where it's like the, you know what I'm saying? For Foxy, he literally just pokes his head in, just hi on. But with every masterpiece, and I use that word very loosely, comes its cheap copies, or in this case, hundreds of cheap copies. Games like One Night at Flumpty's, Jolly, and Five Nights at Candy's going straight tit for tat with the format of FNAF, but creating whole new universes of lore around them, while other games like The Joy of Creation and Final Nights went for more of a first-person approach, allowing you to explore a 3D environment that's actually in the FNAF universe. Next on the timeline would be the wildly anticipated Bendy and the Ink Machine, which had a full release in 2017 along with a later console release in 2018. This game was insanely successful for completely different reasons than the games previously mentioned. This game followed a much more linear story path like you would find in Outlast or Resident Evil, with all of the mascot glory that you would find in Slendy Tubbies or FNAF. Bendy is in a more cartoony style universe, centered around a fictional character named Bendy who comes to life and uses this evil ink to bring all of his cartoon friends to life, or something like that. I haven't actually played this one, but I know it fucks. If you're enjoying this video so far, it would mean a lot if you would hit the like button and subscribe to see a lot more videos just like this one. Back to the... I'm gonna lump a few games together here because I think they fall generally under the same category. Starting with Baldi's Basics in Learning, which is a first-person puzzle horror game wherein you play as a student who is in a school taught by, run by, owned by Baldi. In this game, you have to run around the hallways, avoid obstacles, solve puzzles in the classrooms, gather tools that you use in certain ways, all to escape the school, all while being chased by Baldi, who wants to spank you because you're nutty. And completing the game awards you with higher difficulty levels that make you wish you had never learned how to use a computer. Following that fine academy of learning and joy is Granny, a similar game in the sense that you have to explore and solve puzzles in order to escape the house that is guarded by Granny, and she just wants to hit you with a club. A bunch, apparently. The difference with this game being that Granny is actually the only NPC, so you don't have to worry about jump rope girls or sweepers making you wish you had opted for a lobotomy before starting the game. Poppy Playtime is the only game that I can think of that has the same corporate impact that FNAF does, in the sense that you can't go to a shopping mall without seeing a fucking Huggy Wuggy plush in at least 3 stores. Poppy Playtime is also sort of an amalgamation of different styles where it has similar progression to games like Outlast with its area-based story progression and puzzles and horror aspects, but also the fluffy, cute almost mascot style like FNAF that makes you go, oh fuck, the first time you run into it. I'm pretty certain you can't actually die during this part. Oh, God. Oh, well. Unless you do that. Unless you do exactly what I did. I was just demonstrating. I don't like chase sequences in games. Hey! Oh, I got stuck. See, that's another way that you could potentially die, so I just wanted to show you guys that too, because it's actually, you get stuck there. The only downside to Poppy Playtime for me personally is the fact that the first chapter was released for free, but every subsequent chapter is an additional purchase, which kind of sucks considering that they originally planned for like 5 chapters. But even if they release all 5 chapters, that's still going to be cheaper than any AAA horror game. So I bet you didn't expect FNAF to show back up again, but guess what, fucker? Security Breach was the newest addition to the FNAF universe at the time of writing this script. I know Help Wanted 2 has come out since then. I'm not talking about it. I decided to feature this game separately from the rest in this video because it's the only game in the series that's entirely in an FPS style. In this game, you play as a kid named Gregory who breaks into the Fazbear Pizzaplex at night, leading to a fuck ton of bad shit happening to you back to back. And it's a pretty fun game now that they've fixed all of the absolutely batshit bugs that were happening on launch. The game has plenty of secret stuff to do and collectibles that encourage you to explore the environment thoroughly, sometimes way too thoroughly. And it also allows for modifiers once the story is complete, which allows your replays to be more challenging, which is always a plus to me. Have you ever wondered what would happen if Thomas the Tank Engine was an evil monster? Yeah, well, me either. Choo Choo Charles is a free roam horror game that's similar to Slender in the aspect that you are alone in the woods, but different in every other way. In this game, you conduct a small train that you can build and upgrade over time by completing quests and solving puzzles, and these upgrades allow you to fight Charles. I don't want to continue looking at Charles. Finally, last on the list is Finding Frankie, which has not released a release date yet, but they did just drop a gameplay trailer, so take my following comments with a grain of salt. Finding Frankie appears from the trailer to be, hey, editing here. Just wanted to interrupt myself because everything I'm about to say about this game was wrong, because they just released a new trailer and it actually looks pretty fucking sick. It looks like it has similar movement to Mirror's Edge, kinda, but with more of a Poppy Playtime kind of setting. I think it's like a parkour park. It looks pretty cool. So if you haven't seen the new trailer, go check out the new trailer. I'm just going to skip out everything I said about the game here because I was completely dead fucking wrong. Now, if you want to know more about Finding Frankie, I actually recommend going and checking out my friend Militia's video, because he's making another video essay about Mascot Horror, and he's going to go into a little bit more detail about Finding Frankie specifically. I personally think that Mascot Horror has started to get to a point where originality is beginning to run dry. Now, don't get me wrong, these types of games have always had unoriginal copies and clones, as I mentioned before, but I think we're getting to a point where every single game is just, oh, this place is creepy. Oh, what a cute toy. Oh no, it has teeth. So what do you think? Is Mascot Horror getting better? Is it getting worse? Is it getting absolutely nowhere? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And also go follow my Twitch because I stream there sometimes. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more videos just like this one. And I'll see you next time. Love you, Mom.